Welcome, everyone. This is Pound Meals, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we'll take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and hear LOTRO Players. And this week, I am joined by Krister.
Hello.
Hello there, Krister. Are you ready to hear another round of release notes?
I mean, yes, I'm ready. I'm prepared.
Well,
I've got my fake open eyes painted on my eyelids. sorry. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I am.
all right. Well, this is for update 41.2, The Dragon and the Storm. And this was released on Thursday, August 29th. Oh, special note, Before the Shadow is now free to everyone, not just to VIPs, as they made it about a month or two ago, but instead it is now free for all players. And on top of that, there is also a free coupon code where you have a coupon code that is Galadriel's Gift. And in this, if you're not a VIP, then you will receive it looks like the Festive Azure Steed. And if you are a VIP, you'll get the Festive Azure Steed, and also you will get looks like it's a firework steed. I'm trying to see the exact name of this thing. The teal fireworks laden steed.
Cool.
That's right.
Really cool of Standing Stone. That's really awesome.
Just remember that this will go to whichever character you are on when you enter in the coupon code. Now, please note that if you've been around in the game for a long time, I think you may already have the Azure Steed, because I think that might be a 5th or 6th.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, 6th year one, so I'm sure that you already have it long ago on all your characters.
But I want another one.
Yeah, okay. Now, I think is maybe that's why it's the one for non-VIPs, because probably a lot of people who aren't VIPs probably have been in less than 5 years, so it might be useful for them. Let's see. And I guess maybe I got the steed on Pine Leaf, because that's the one who likes to wear the cyan type colors in here, so maybe it'll go well with my main character. And have you had a chance to turn in these coupon codes, or is this news to you?
This was news to me, so I'm going to be turning them in very, very quickly.
Okie dokie. Then also, we are celebrating the Year of the Dragon with a new free instance and also another coupon code. It's coupon code week, I guess. And that opened up on 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. And considering that the patch had to be delayed a day, that means it effectively opened as soon as the servers came back after the patch. And this is a one where you get to find out what happens when a dragon, or at least a large drake, runs amok inside of a city.
I think we've seen that, haven't we?
Yeah, we've probably seen it a couple of times, yes. Anyway, it's a new instance called The Dragon and the Storm. Is now available for all players. This instance is available for up to 6 players with level 150 players. Kindred of the Coin member Rothlock has sent a hunter, Shydal, to acquire a fearsome dragon. And this story is from the Tales of the Kindred storyline. And you'll see how that works in there. I'm not going to tell you details on that, so you can find that out yourself. The Instance Finder is, of course, available by default by pressing Control J, and you can just enter it into there. Please note that this is a level 150 instance, so you can't just run it if you're
You can't just waltz in.
You can't just waltz in if you're a level 20 character or anything like this. You do have to be of level. But if you have a level 150 character, then you will be able to run this instance. You don't need to buy anything or anything like that, or any discovery deeds. Also, loot boxes and Filbert Fig have been updated. Seafaring Adventurers Lively Essence boxes are now available for barter with the Adventurers Quartermaster and have a chance to drop from Adventurers Steel-bound loot boxes. Adventurers and Travelers Steel-bound loot boxes also contain some sophisticated birder cosmetic items, including an Avatar cosmetic outfit, a War Steed accessory, a Chaffinch cosmetic pet, plus new songbird housing items featuring the magpie and finch. So those are the birds that are inside that cage. And these items are also available on Filbert Fig for Figments of Splendor. Additional, the Spotted Jerboa Pet and Steed of the Eldar are now available on Filbert Fig for Figments of Splendor. Adventurers and Traveler Steelbound loot boxes are now contain a sophisticated birders pack and magpie cosmetic pet. Myrtle Mint has retired for the season. You can read more in the article on LOTRO.com. And I did go and pick up something there. Well, I did at least check them out. I can't remember what I bought though.
Well, I have as usual.
Yeah.
I have an insane speculation.
Yeah.
So we have Filbert Fig.
Yeah.
For figments of what were they called again? Figments of Splendor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So figments. Okay. So are figments really figments, like a figment of our imagination, or were they invented by Filbert Fig, and his brand name was Figments, and he tried a couple other ones like Figsicles or Figs Over Easy or something, and
Oh, well, I assume that seeing that his partner in crime is Myrtle Mint, that they're fig mints.
See that? Boom. There we go. I feel like we solved some great conspiracy that has no bearing on anything. It doesn't matter. Still.
Either that, or they attempted originally to sell mints made of fig. I could just imagine these.
Oh, that doesn't sound like the right combination of flavors to me at all.
No. Well, that's probably
Figs
why they went to a new business.
Figs with a refreshing taste of peppermint. Huh?
Yeah. So you don't wrap your figs in spearmint or anything like that?
No, and I don't plan on trying.
Okay. Fine. We're not going to have the Christmas edition of the Fig Newton be a have some candy cane taste added to it or something.
Fig stuffed candy canes.
Fig stuffed candy canes, yes. All right, let's go into our classes and skills updates. For all classes, the inherent threat multiplier for non-tanks specializations has been reduced slightly. Okay, we would like lesser threat from non-tanks, I would guess. In Update 41, a change has been made to force taunts to prevent players from chaining taunts together. However, without broader changes to the threat system overall, this has had a net negative impact and has been reverted. Force taunts should once again overwrite one another as you are accustomed to. For brawlers, Strike to the Sky no longer knocks enemies upward in PvP. I will assume that it still does that in regular combat.
I was curious. I wonder if that was causing, how certain actions cause strange lag in the game. I wonder if that was causing some.
Either that, or it was causing too much loss of control over some characters in there, so the brawlers were just ripping through the creeps as a result.
It would be cool if they had that one. Did you ever have that one issue where you'd like jump up in the air and then you'd be swimming and you couldn't get back down to the ground? And it'd be cool if the brawler could knock him up and then that could afflict him right when it happened. So you basically take him out of the combat because they're just floating in the air, not able to do anything.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay, let's go see what they did to the captain. Reformed Alliance no longer has an uncapped target count. It is now a fellowship-wide effect in line with other group heals. So I guess that means if you were accustomed to using that in raids.
Well, it's going to be, I guess it's just less effective than it was, but
yeah,
you'd still want to use it. So
right. Okay. In the U41.1 healing adjustment, Valor heals were not compensated. The missed about 11% compensatory bump has now been added to Valor heals. Sure, you should be happy about that one.
Yes.
Yes. For the champion, the Rend Bleed and the Punishing Blow Bleed will no longer overwrite one another. For the hunter, the trait Pathfinder now properly displays its percentage increase inside its tooltip. For the Lore Master, corrected an issue with the Spirit Pet's Nature's Bounty effect description. Call to the Valar no longer erroneously resets the cooldown of Gust of Wind or Burning Gale. Lore Master Pets now take a further minus 20% incoming damage when summoned while specializing in the Ancient Master. Sticky Gourd no longer reapplies the Burning Embers dot for its duration. It will apply or tear an existing Embers dot once, then when applied. Sticky Gourd's uptime was greatly overshadowing Gust of Wind, which was less effective and requires non-trivial trait investment to help spread the Embers dot in AoE situations. Deep Graspers can heal once again. You may now safely use the skill the Ancient Master while you currently have one Ancient Master charge. Using the skill while you have a single charge was breaking the skill and leaving you with 5 charges, but without your skill being modified by them. This has been corrected. So the Ancient Master should function as intended regardless of the status of your Ancient Master charges. Ring of Fire's barrier damage has been reduced in PvMP. Nature's Fury is now a cleansable wound effect. The Eagle's major skill, Fan the Flames, no longer tries to tear up any existing Burning Embers dots on the target. This effect was experiencing issues and at times applied a version of Burning Embers that dealt 0 to 1 damage. Where previously tried to tear up an Embers dot, it is now deals bonus instant damage each time it pulses when a Burning Embers dot is present on its target. I don't know about you, but I pretty much didn't understand a single word of that.
Well, I guess the damage output of 0 to 1 for Burning Embers makes me feel like it'd be more like more appropriate to call it like War Members.
War Members.
Not just slightly hotter than room temperature embers.
More like bank the flames or something. Yes. Okay, rather than fanning them. Yeah, right. The Raven skill, Distraction, once again applies a version of the Enrage effect that includes a 10% reduction in the target's range damage. And Lightning Charge Staff Strike no longer erroneously benefits twice from staff skill damage tracery bonuses. That's all right. No more double dipping. For the Warden, Warden's Desperate Combat is once again correctly disabled when your last charge is used up. On the crafting side, recipes for crafting seafarers crafted essence boxes, allowing selection of an item level 520 seafarers essence, has been automatically granted to Umbar tier cooks, jewelers, metalsmiths, scholars, tailors, weaponsmiths, and woodworkers. And as for events, for the hardtack event, there is now a message in Erluine that the hardtack event starts in 10 minutes, and another message that the event will begin in 5 minutes. So they want to make sure that you know that it is approaching. And there is now a message in the event space that the hardtack event has begun. And also, they'll end in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or that it has just ended. Accomplishment completions for the competitor reward for prospectors and cooks has been reduced to 1, 5, 10, 25, and 50 for each tier. Mining nodes now require the use of a mining pick in the event space. Well, I suppose that makes some sort of sense. Recipes should now all execute at 1 second. Using the oven now requires the use of cooking supplies in the event space. Using the oven now has 25-second induction reduced by eating the foods crafted in the event space, as with other inductions in the event. Duration of effects granted by all crafted food is now 4 minutes to match the cooldown on using the food. And ore extracted in the nodes now remains available for collection for 120 seconds instead of 90 seconds. As for the Forester's event, the final reward in the Forester event has been increased to 20 participation ribbons. And as for the Veil of the Nine, Nazgul will no longer reset their vitals on leaving combat. Now for Monster Play. Reward titles for Monster players and for players now have purchase restrictions blocking players from errantly purchasing a title that they already have required. Okay, well, that's good. Lionathal's insignia should no longer remove beneficial effects from store purchases when used. The effect should instead be briefly suppressed. Lionathal's insignia now has a cooldown timer equal to the Tyrant's brand. Now, do you have any idea what Lionathal's insignia is?
I do not, unfortunately.
You do not. All right. There were a number of quests in the Entmoors allowing a player to use Mithril to travel. The Mithril travel has been disabled. Increasing monster player health by 5%. Increased the mitigation bonus for almost all blessings. More offensive blessings received a greater benefit. Ongbur's mitigations technically reduced by a very small amount. Increased the damage bonus for Skara and Krajarn blessings by 5% and 10% respectively. Increased the dot damage bonus for Sheila blessing by 5%. Increased physical mastery bonus from the Ongbur's blessing. Corrected Lugazog and TR egress flags so that only the appropriate side may interact with the banners. And also, glory seeking should no longer allow stealth. I thought that was the entire point of glory seeking, is that you weren't allowed stealth. So I was surprised it was there in the
first place. Isn't one of the kind of famous sayings of war? Discretion is the better part of valor. Mm-hmm. I think that's a case for it.
Okay.
You're seeking glory, but you're retreating.
Thank you, Falstaff. All right, now. All right. Oh, yes. Better part of valor. Yes. Okay. Where were we? Oh yes, we were. See the. I was just wondering, does really anyone want a blessing of Shelob? I don't know. That
Uh, maybe if you're in pharmaceuticals, maybe you think she loves poison could do a lot of different things. So maybe her blessing. I have no. My default answer would be no. So I
You're
think
just
her
trying to.
blessing would be her wrapping you up in her cocoon, right? So I mean,
That sounds like the type of blessing that Shelob will give. Yes. I mean, the orcs are more afraid of Shelob than even the free peoples. The Aaron Lasglin quest, Mending the Mirkwood, can now once again be completed. Please note, players who logged out with Mending the Mirkwood in progress will need to re-accept the quest and start it over due to the required versioning to address the issue. The following quests in Cardland have had their level changed from 20 to 25. Dousing the Flaming Farm, Farmer Hoag's Tools, Goblins at Halth Narui, and a report for Tyrus. And as for the Rift of Nur's Khashu, the Rift Iron and Obsidian barter items have been added to Rift chest containers. This is so that raid groups where you cannot earn these items from defeating enemies are still able to earn some of these currencies. And Thring's sword and Tharlak's broken chain link now drop from their corresponding chest containers, so that you will only receive one of each per victory, which will also be obtainable by raid groups. As for UI updates, custom names for carryalls now display properly in shared storage, vault, and housing storage. Note,
hooray.
note that alphabetical sorting will continue to be sorted according to the default carryall name. So that means, yeah, so it won't affect how it is sorted, but you will be able to see the name from the storage.
We'll call this particular assortment Gandalf's Whim. How about that? This isn't alphabetical. What is the order here? Gandalf's Whim.
Okay.
I figure it's going to be hilarious when somebody doesn't understand that, when they're trying to rationalize how it's sorting alphabetically. Why is C coming before A? I don't understand.
It's in a different alphabet, right?
That's right. That's Gandalf's Whim. That's the alphabet.
All right. As for miscellaneous updates, Rivendell level 50 consumable potions now have their intended shadow and fire mitigation typing. Added public layering to several of the early regions in our game that were not previously covered. This should help prevent severe mobbing and performance issues during Nazgul encounters or other crowd events in those areas. And there were a number of quests in the Moors allowing players to use Mithril to travel. The Mithril travel has been disabled. Actually, I think they mentioned that earlier in Monster Play or something like that.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like there's some kind of global mithril shortage that we're having to deal with.
Well, maybe. Anyway, that is the update list for update 41.2.
Hooray! Okay, that wasn't too bad. You're right.
Okay, yeah. Now, I did hear a rumor, though, that there is going to be a small update next week. So we'll see what that's all about. But probably it's not going to be anything major, I would guess. Maybe to do one or two tweaks or something like that. We'll find out what the truth is when the time comes. But I think we do have store sales. And what's on sale this week?
Well, this is your final weekend to get the Homesteads and Harvest coffer. You can read more about it on LOTRO.com, and that is available through September 2nd in the LOTRO store.
Yeah,
go there. Go ahead.
And if you want to fill up all of your inventory spots, just open up one of those.
That was like that time that I cleared out all my inventory space, and then I opened up that Hobbit gift that gave me an assortment of dwarven candles that immediately refilled my inventory. I was very unhappy. But let's get back to the sales. Go there and back again. Get 25% off milestone skills, hurried traveler and returning traveler, advanced writing traits, rally horns, and that's through September 5th. And the weekly coupon is free max morale and power scroll ×5. Coupon code is beyond the limit, all one word. And that is what I take my credit cards to every single month. And that is also available through September 5th. Beyond the limit.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
Let's into our weekend gaming. What were you up to, Krister?
Well, rating's been kind of on a hiatus. So I, in the depths of depravity, what is it? Idle? Is it something about idleness?
It's the idle hands are the devil's workshop.
There we go. Like yes, yeah. So having this time to contemplate and abandoning my morals and values, I decided to roll up a mariner.
A mariner? You mean your most hated class?
Yes. And to show my contempt, my name for my character is Gilligandolf. And he has a pet turtle named Skipper. And so far, so good. I've decided he's a duelist. I decided that when he met Mundo Baggins, he didn't like him. And he was trying to actually see if he could toss him over the gate to the Nazgul.
Okay. And I presume that all his clothes are the color of ginger?
No, he's got colorful clothing. He's gonna be a colorful character, you know.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be like I don't know. Let's see, like a box of chocolates.
Like a box of chocolates.
No, but anyways, with all my fake outrage towards mariners, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like to play one. Just out of curiosity, too. Pine Leaf, what trait line do you prefer with when you're running the mariner?
I'm running in either red or yellow. I guess it depends on my mood. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Because I was thinking of doing red initially as I'm building up and soloing.
Yeah. Red is, as you could figure, doing lots of sword play to, well, sort of Zorro through your opponents.
Yeah, it looks like we got some charge skills and stuff that are really cool, and I'm looking forward to do that. But and then, of course, the hysterical thing about creating a new character, having been on the game for so long, as you open up your dingy little knapsack that you brought from home, and here you've got 750,000 items that you have to deal with now.
I know what you mean.
It's like how did you? I've got like 10 horses. But it's anyways, it's been fun to go back and take a look at all the old places anyways, since all of the content updates and everything. So.
Anyway, I think that's one of the reasons why I always start in Mossword, because I am done with the starter instance sooner, so I can.
I didn't even think of that. I should have.
Yeah, you get that novice title, and then you start. Actually, you could start. That's right. You don't need novice in order to use horses anymore. That rule's no longer in effect. So.
Oh! I didn't know that. So you mean?
Yeah, I think you could use horses in the starter areas now.
Oh, that's rocks. Okay, we'll have to try that out.
Yeah, double check to make sure on that. But I think the rule on because I think they changed that when they changed the quest relating to getting the free steed and riding skill, when they added that to the starter areas, because if they're giving you the this quest that can get you the riding skill at the hunting lodge, then, or I don't know, did you say what race are you?
Human.
Okay, in which case you're starting at right. Yeah, so at the hunting lodge, I believe at the hunting lodge you're able to get that when you're in the starter area for Arch It, so that you very, very quickly can get the writing skills so you could write around. I think that's the case. I think I
See,
remember doing that once.
and that's kind of like how things developed for us
Right.
with
Yeah.
cars, right? Only a few
Right.
people could afford them at first. Now
Right.
everybody gets one. You can start driving when you're a kid.
Right. That's it. Yeah. See how things change over the years.
Yeah, so it was fun to do that. I'm looking forward to exploring that class and see what it's about. And then I played a little bit of Enshrouded. I have my friend has a server that me and my two friends have been goofing around on for the last few months, and we're getting ready to do the delve into the final Hollow Hall. So that's going to be pretty exciting.
Okay.
And then I was playing a little bit of Elder Scrolls, and I think it might be. I mean, I love the cosmetics in LOTRO. But ESO, I think, has edged it out a little bit because I've got some really cool cosmetics. That's the only thing that motivates me in games. It's not the legendary sword or the mithril armor. It is that hypercolor shirt looks great. I want that shirt. Where'd you get those cufflinks? So ESO has been very satisfying in that regard. So that's been my shenanigans this week. Pineleaf, what were you up to?
All right. Well, my warden dealt with a loose dragon in the city of Umbar, so we were able to tame
Was he able to put a saddle on him and ride him around? Please,
No, I wasn't quite able to do that. No, this isn't Ark. Or actually, in DDO, it's also possible to get a dragon mount.
Why can't we have one?
Well, I think it'd be a little tougher in LOTRO to justify.
I want a dragon. I don't only want a mount. I want a dragon carrier that carries eagles, and and then you can just launch the eagles off the dragon. They can just chill out while we're driving towards our target. Whatever that is. Dropping the ring in the volcano. Maybe I'm dreaming too hard.
I think you're dreaming too hard. Yeah, it's either that or your cider's a little too hard.
Well, I had let's see. I think I've had 4 lattes today, so I am currently skirting another dimension of time right now. So
gotcha.
It's all going to become crashing down here in about an hour.
Right. For Friday Night Fight, my lore master dueled with a minstrel, and we went through and ran several instances in there. He wasn't familiar with some of these items in here, so I gave him a little tour through these, or at least teaching how they work in duo, because apparently he's done things in 6s and 3s and maybe solos, but
I thought you said you dueled him. I was thinking, what is the lore? What encompasses a lore master and a minstrel duel? Is that just like you guys are doing like a rap battle back and forth?
Anyway, so we ran Trouble in Tuckborough, we ran Perfect Picnic, Doom of Karaska Lebrin, and The Dragon in the Storm. And on Angmar, my warden there fended off several raids and Swan Fleet. I think just today alone, I fought off 4 of those raids. So I've heard people complaining they're not coming up enough. I don't know. I had 4 of them pop up on me in an hour. I thought, what are they looking? I think they're like they want to get the top reward as fast as possible. So they're saying they're not spending it. Yeah. I think
they want one every 35 seconds.
Right. So they want to be able to do that and say, and they think that okay, I know that's the special feature of the server, but I don't think it has to be constant raids in order to work in there. In fact, I think having it too much, it's supposed to be an extra spice to it, not not questing being the spice to the raids popping up all over the place. Anyway. Anyway,
I'm assuming the wraiths would be kind of a focus as they are a new and unusual element,
And I did, as I said, I've been getting them I did run the 4 of them in the hour, so don't know. I think they're around enough. Squirrel came to the point. He says, "Okay, well, it's been a while since I've had a wraith pop up, and this looks like a nice inconvenient time." Yep, wraith popping.
Have you liked the experience so far?
Well, it's been tricky in. Well, first of all, there's very little lag there, which is. I guess that's a nice experience. As for the raids, if you meant particularly the raids themselves, it took me a while before I think I was ready to really actually face them. In fact, I eventually switched to blue line because I was originally was in red line, and I think I wasn't quite up to it. And I think I ran away. I think from every single raid I faced while I was in red line, except for one where I was with somebody else, because I just couldn't survive them in red line. But when I switched to blue line and then started using and food and eating before I went to an area where I'm likely to run into raids, then I was fine after that one. It's a good thing that I'm both a cook and a scholar, which is something you could do now, which you couldn't do in the past.
You think it would make sense? Who would write a cookbook? A person that's a cook and a scholar.
Right. Anyway, so now that you can be both a cook and a scholar plus farmer, those three together, and make a nice combination, at least for what I want to be doing. So it's working, and I think the food and scrolls are keeping me alive when I go through raids infested territory. If you would like to send an email, you could send it to podcast@lotraplayers.com. The Players Alliance has two shows. On Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News, and we record DDO Players News when DRAC is available. You can join us for our shows at lotraplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Pilot Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.